Hello drone racers. Today we're actually not going to look at a racing drone. We're going to look at a kind of a toy camera drone, but I was interested in this mostly honestly because it looks like a Mavic. It's not a Mavic. It's $950 cheaper than a Mavic, so don't expect it to be a Mavic, but it still is pretty darn cool. I've reviewed the Sheen E50 in the past and it was okay. To be fair, it doesn't work anymore. And I was expecting this to be similar, but it's not. This is actually a lot nicer. I've done a little playing with it. So what this is this is a folding camera drone that looks like a Mavic. It's a Visuo drone, 4-channel camera drone. Part of what makes it better is it does include a remote control to mount your smartphone on. It has 3 speeds, so racing it inside and outside. It comes with a USB charger, built-in camera, auto hover, which we'll discuss later, and then it's app controlled. Let's take a look at the inside. So inside the box, it's really well laid out, and you get an extra set of props, even though they're a set already installed. So extras are good, even though these have been really durable for me. The charger and a screwdriver, some prop guards that you can install on it. If you are going to try and fly it inside, highly recommend prop guards. A remote control, which is really well laid out. The controls and the gimbals are surprisingly smooth. I have actually been impressed by this remote control and what it does. The buttons are well defined. Return to home, which we'll have to try outside. Headless mode, which I'm not a fan of anyway, but take a picture and start video work really well. Speed button well described. Flip well described. The controls has a spring, has foam on it to hold everything in place. It just works better than I expected. So the remote is actually pretty nice. And then we have the drone itself that is a folding drone. It's pretty big though. It folds out to a pretty large size and is actually nicely done. I'm assuming there are brushed motors in here, so we have a pinion and spur gear to get everything up to speed, but these are pretty big props. I haven't measured these props, but they're pretty big and they get going pretty well, and they will get you pretty good if you let them, so don't let them. The battery compartment, the battery comes installed. You actually have to push this down. It took me a little bit to figure that out the first time. Push it down to release the clamp, and it is a 1S 900 milliamp battery, so it's got a pretty good charge on it. I think the book said 8 or 9 minutes, which is probably about right, which is pretty good for what you're going to do. Using the camera, here's an interesting section, extra instruction manual for camera drone function, and it talks about adding an SD card. There's an SD card slot on the bottom of it. And turn on the power and the lights will come on. And I'll tell you, with this model, I have the Wi-Fi model, the W model. This slot doesn't have anything in it. I tried to put a card in there, and then when I look closer, there's no way to actually record video. So all of your video is being recorded on your smartphone, which is the next option. There's an app that's easy to download and use. So I believe there's a C version that comes with a camera and records to this, and there's a W version which works over Wi-Fi, and I have the W version. So if you have the W version, don't try and put a card in there because it's not going to work. Okay, so to get this working, first we have the drone powered on, blinking on the floor. Have the radio here. I have my phone set. I'm going to select Wi-Fi UFO and it'll get connected. And then I have an app that I'll run to actually get it connected. Then we'll run this app, hit play, and we have a live view. Okay, then we turn on the radio, throttle up and down, and we are connected. So we have throttle now. So we have live view in the camera. This is gonna be a little awkward, but we can see the view here for the camera is working. It's a little delayed, but it's actually not too bad. And the quality, I'll say, is surprisingly good. Then, using the throttle, the quality and flight characteristics of this are, to me, shockingly good. It's just far better than I expected. I'm on slow speed right now, but it flies really nicely. Now I'm using the throttle. I did not have it set to auto hover. Now it doesn't just sit in one spot exactly the way people will want it to. It's a drone. The video isn't really made for flying and racing around outside. It's made to be able to control it and have it fly and see where you are and have it go. I'm going to hit record. So now I'm recording with the video and we're gonna see what the quality is. I don't have a lot of lights on in here, but we'll fly through and definitely not an FPV racer. All right, I can't see it now. Whoa. So there I'm flying FPV with it right now through the house. So I have to remember it's a totally flat camera. There's me. Oh, and I hit Mr. Potato Head. So it's not really an indoor flyer. I would say this is big enough that it's designed to be flown outside, and we're gonna try it. All right, so we're gonna try this. It's super duper windy outside, but we're gonna see how this flies in the wind. We're gonna start the recording. Oops, stop.
Were there controls back there?
No, they weren't there because I was trying to turn on the recording. Here we go, try again. Gonna have to turn up the speed, there we go. There's full speed, and it can handle the wind, it's all right. With those big props, it does all right. We're still recording. Just trying to fly line of sight now. There's enough of a delay, uh-oh. Okay, so we're gonna go out a little bit. Hit the return to home button. See what it does. See where it goes. Don't go that way. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. See if we go over here more, what it does. Stop. It's gonna hit the house if we return to home. So if you totally lose it, what if we go this way more? Can it return to home? Can you still see it? Nope, it's flying away. Come back. So the return to home doesn't seem to do a lot. But it seems to be handling the wind without too much problem.
So can I try to find this?
I'm afraid it might blow away with the wind. So we'll see what the recording looks like, but it's a pretty fun outside flyer with the controls. The gimbal controls are actually really good. And it flies well, and the app crashed. Come on.
I'm out of sight.
There it is. All right, whoa, it's windy. Holy cow. All right, we're gonna land it. We're gonna say it does pretty well in the wind. We'll record the video and save it. That's pretty good. For a toy quad, it looks cool. It does pretty good, I think. So there you have it, the Tianqu XS809W. And I just noticed something on the box. I'm gonna slide this in here. So there's two models of this, the XS809W and the XS809HW, and I have the W, which doesn't do the auto hover. I'm not sure if I remember to mention it, but it doesn't work. It just kind of took off into the sky and went crazy and did not work at all. If you have the auto hover, it would probably be a little better at just a autonomous camera drone. Mine wouldn't do that at all. Mine was just a fly it yourself, folding, really cool looking. It's not a Mavic, even though it looks kind of like a Mavic drone, with a really, really nice remote. This is probably what impressed me the most. I wish I could use this with a lot of these because this remote was really nice. It made it really easy to fly. It handled the wind. That wind was ridiculous. We probably shouldn't have flown it at all, but it was honestly going to be my only chance for quite a while to review this, and I wanted to get it done. I like it. It's cool. It's about 50 bucks, which is a really good deal for a toy drone. And that's really what it is. It's a toy drone with a pretty good camera on it, but you need to fly at line of sight and you'll get some video out of it, which isn't amazing, but the light handling on it was really good. It was super duper bright. So I did really like that. Would I recommend this for everybody? No, it's not for everybody. It's honestly not really for me. This isn't made for me. But It's made for a lot of people. People buy a ton of these kind of things. People go to Best Buy and buy total garbage for $100. And this for 50 bucks worked. It did what it promised, which is about as much as I can ask for. Inside, the FPV was almost usable. Outside, it was mostly line of sight. The FPV worked as long as I was pretty close, but once I got too far away, it did cut out. So it's definitely not an FPV racer, but what it is fun. It was just kind of cool to fly around. So if this is for you, there is a link down below with a discount code for like $5 or $10 off. It's a pretty good deal. It's a pretty big discount going right now. So definitely make sure you use the code so you get the best price possible. And if you found this useful, go ahead and leave me a like so maybe someone else will see this video, because there are a bunch of reviews of this right now and I want them to see mine. But until next time, remember, this is not a Mavic.